Please make it loud for Josh Johnson.
All of my friends are having kids, and they're in different stages. Like, some of them are like getting married and then having kids right away, and a bunch of them are having kids that are unscheduled. And it's just wild, because now I'm meeting all these like babies, kids, there's all these new people that don't know what my buddy is like. Like that, like I know him, and this kid's calling him like dad and stuff, and I'm like, no, like he not a dad, like he is, but no. It's just, for them to have such a different view of my friend, it just blows my mind. Like, this little kid thinks his dad is cool. You know what I mean? And it's like, if anything, that's just an indication of how little time you spent on this earth. He's all right, but like, that's wild. Because it doesn't matter who you are. All of us had this moment when we were kids, and you looked up to your parents, you looked up to the adults as like the real people, like the big people know everything, you know? And then you get older, and it's a different moment for everybody. It's a different moment for every single person, but there's a moment that you have with an adult where you're like, uh-oh. No, no. Do you know what you're doing? And so you deal with it, because it comes for everybody. Especially when it's the people you look up to. You put these people on a pedestal. You know, some people think that their dad can do anything, especially when you're really little. You come home from school with homework, and your dad can help you no problem, because when you're little, your homework is just shapes. Like, you come home and you racking your little brain for like, ooh, I can't remember this one. I think your dad's like, that's trapezoid, son. And you're like, wow, my dad's a genius. He said it like that. That was crazy. He just knew that. And so you have this belief about adults and what they're supposed to do. You have this idea in your head of how life will go. Because maybe when you're their age, you'll have everything figured out. And then you get older, and once again, the year is different for everyone. But you get older, and then one day you look around, you're like, uh-oh. Oh no, because nobody told you. Nobody told you that adults, they're just kids who lived. Like they were kids, and then they just stayed alive. And somebody had to do the jobs. And so now people do the jobs. It's a never-ending cycle of people looking like they have it together. It's devastating. It's devastating because, once again, when this happens, it depends on how it happens as well. There are some people that put their parents on a pedestal, maybe even not just parents, some adult, someone you look up to on this pedestal, and then when you realize that they're just another person, it can be so like world-shattering when there's a crack in that perfect picture you have of who they are. And depending on how you find out, depends on how you end up reacting to it. Because sometimes it's almost a relief. It's like, oh, okay, my dad's not perfect. Sometimes it's incredibly disappointing. It just depends on what happens. Because, you know, your dad can help you with your homework, no problem, until like you come home with like some 6th grade math. And to be fair to him, he hadn't seen this since 6th grade because these specific problems didn't affect his life like that. So then he's sitting in the kitchen, and then you bring him the homework, you're like, Dad, I've really been trying. Can you help me out with this? And then your dad is like, oh, no, because I remember this one because the train leaves. Yeah, because the train, and it's going a certain miles per hour. You know what, if I'm being honest with you, son, we mostly just take the car anyway. I don't even think you need to worry about this one like this, you know? Because I usually just get in the car and go. And I'm determined to get there. I'm going to get there when I get there, you know? I don't even think this one will come up for you. Because like even a plane, when you take a plane, they tell you when you're going to get there. They don't make you do this whole thing with the train and stuff. They need to work on their system. It's a different point for everyone. This moment where your whole world changes because you see these people as people for the first time. Man, it's usually when they don't have things in control. It's usually when you're seeing them in a light that they would like to not be seen in, you know? When I was a kid, they did a fire safety demonstration, right? And the thing about doing anything at school where there's like a visitor, where there's like a different adult that comes, it's always special because they're teaching you everything you're supposed to know. But then there's like something that happens, and it shakes up your whole school day. And for us, it was this firefighter coming to school and giving a fire safety demonstration. And for it, he was using a fire extinguisher, and he was telling us all about fire safety. He was like, if you use the fire extinguisher, make sure to hit the base, spread it across. Don't just think it's done because you like shot it a bunch. Like really be thorough and everything. Everyone should have a fire extinguisher in their home. Everyone in the home should know where it is. And in order to show us, he did have to set a trash can on fire, which was awesome. It was amazing. Even when he was like, I was watching it like, man, this is so cool. I'm kind of rooting for the fire, if I'm being honest. I'd like to see it burn a little longer. And we all went our separate ways that day. And you know, when your parents pick you up from school, there's always that question of like, what'd you do at school today? And it's kind of a nothing question, so it ends up getting nothing answers. Because it's not like what was the most exciting thing about today. It's nothing specific, just like what'd you do at school today? It's too broad of a question. You just end up saying stuff. Yeah, I learned stuff, and just there was some English and some math. You did it, you know. It's just they throw a bunch at you, and then they send you home with homework. It's the grind. I don't know what to tell you. But then my buddy went home. He's sitting at the table with his parents, and they asked him, what'd you do at school today? And because he was actually excited to tell them what happened at school today, he was so excited, he told them in the worst possible way, like the worst wording and everything. They were like, what'd you do at school today? And he was like, a man came to school and set a trash can on fire. It was awesome. And after some follow-up questions, they got to the bottom of it, that it was a firefighter doing a fire safety demonstration, and not just a deranged man who brought his own trash can. And normally, like with respect to what everyone has to do to have a functioning education system, usually the things you learn in school, they build upon each other, but they don't come up as lessons in life right away. You usually don't have to apply in real life what you learned at school the next day. So the next day, my buddy came downstairs, watched some Saturday morning cartoons, right? He's in his pajamas and everything. Got Spider-Man, X-Men. This is like the old school lineup, right? And as he's sitting there, he smells something. And it's not like that light, smoky smell. It's not like a barbecue. It's harsh and it's thick. And he immediately smells something burning. And he turns around and his whole microwave is on fire. And so he sprung into action because, once again, he had that conversation with his parents the night before, and they were like, yes, everyone in the house should know where the fire extinguisher is. The fire extinguisher is in the pantry. We keep it right here. And he ran to the pantry, grabbed the fire extinguisher, pulled the pin, and was like, and so he puts out the fire. Basically, what had happened was his dad had tried to heat some leftovers. And so he put, especially back in the day, I don't know if you remember, maybe they still do it. You know how a Chick-fil-A bag has that tin foil lining? Well, his dad popped it in because he was like, okay, maybe if I keep it in the bag, it won't sweat so much and everything. But it just pop, and then the microwave exploded. And whole thing catches on fire. He puts out the fire. My buddy put out the fire, and he said that when he turned, he saw his dad outside. Because he basically ran as soon as the microwave caught on fire. His dad ran out of the house as soon as the microwave caught on fire. And there are just so many questions. First of all, how did you get out so fast and quiet? You didn't think to yell out, "Come with me," or anything like that? That's wild. Not only did his dad run out of the house without him, Mom wasn't even home. It was just him and his dad. Not only did his dad run out of the house without him, but when he was looking at his dad, the door was closed. So what? Wait. You had time to close the door. And his dad is like in a state, because I don't know if y'all know this, and this is like, you can look this up. This one is science. This is a fact, that there are only 3 times after 50 years old that a man can reach top speed again. And his dad clearly used it, because he wasn't just breathing hard. He was over here beside himself. remember he was telling us this story. I was sitting there and I couldn't believe it. I was like, your daddy left you? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Because I had heard of this before. You know, I had heard of versions of, but in all of the stories I was told about a dad leaving, it was like early on. This is a dad who's in the home and he just left. And I was like, because we're all kids and we don't have all the words to process that change. Like the way you see your dad has changed now. Probably forever. And I was like, what did you do? What did you do? And he said that his dad saw him. His dad finally saw him holding the fire extinguisher inside. He was finally stopped huffing and puffing. He was You could tell in that moment he remembered he had a son. He's like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do, but when my dad started walking back to the house, I locked the door. He said he locked all the doors. And because his dad ran out in his pajamas, he didn't have a key. And so then his dad was like, you know, yelling for him to open the door and stuff like that. And eventually, because people don't talk to their neighbors, somebody did call the police thinking he was trying to break in. And when the police came, he went to the door and the police were standing there with his dad. And this 10-year-old looked the police dead in the face. And was like, officer, I don't know this man. I bring this up because we are at war. I hope you didn't hear it from me. Yes, as a country, we are at war with Iran and is not going well. A war we didn't even need to be in is also a war that we're losing. You know, we've got troops in distress on the U.S. as Abraham Lincoln. We have people that don't even understand what they're supposed to be doing. This thing doesn't make any sense at all. And no matter what the president says, because he loves to get on TV at least once a week and be like, oh, we've got him on the ropes. Oh, they want to make a deal so bad. It's like, not only is that not true, I'm pretty positive that's the opposite of the truth. Because I don't know if you've ever been in a fight, but usually when you're beating somebody up and you're winning real good, like you're just really whooping them, they usually don't drop a Lego mixtape on you. Like, It's usually not a sign that we're doing it. And so, look, I bring this up because the president, members of his cabinet, and the press were in Turkey. Some of you already know. Okay. So they were in Turkey, and okay, all right. There was a threat. There was a threat on the president's life that Iran wanted to make an attempt on him, and so Secret Service came up with a plan. Basically, they were gonna put him on Air Force One for a second, and then put him on a different plane. Now, because this plan shows that Secret Service doesn't care about him at all. Because what do you mean? What do you mean people want to shoot at the plane or blow up the plane, but get on the plane for a little while? That's a crazy plan. This the plane that they want to attack, and the Secret Service's plan is be like, yeah, get on it a little while. Like, no, just get on it and then we'll get you off of it. But it's like, what? So then they get him on the plane, and I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I actually don't know which plane we're dealing with, because there's Air Force One, but then Trump got gifted a plane from Saudi Arabia that everyone was like, don't take that plane. That's not that. There's no way that's a good plane. Don't take that plane at all. Why are we even having this conversation? Don't take the plane. And then Trump was like, it's a plane. It's a plane. And they were like, Mr. President, we know it's a plane, but don't take a plane from a foreign nation, even as a gift. Don't take the plane. And he's like, okay, did they offer you the plane? Or did they offer me the plane? Because if they offer me the plane, I'm gonna take the plane. When you get offered a plane, you can do with the plane what you want, but I'm gonna take my plane. It's a crazy thing. It's like, this is clear. They had to basically take this plane apart, put it back together, just to make sure it wasn't like a spy plane full of spy stuff, which it definitely is. It'd be crazy not to make a spy plane if he just taking planes. This man just taking planes that you offer him. It's like such an old lesson. It's like one of the first ones for being outside. Don't take candy from strangers. And sometimes the candy will be in the shape of a plane. Don't take the plane. That's wild that you're taking. So then I don't even know if that's the plane he uses now. Maybe it is. I don't know. All I know is that it's so infuriating. It's maddening. It's like sometimes I actually see red. He's so stupid. He's so stupid because it's like I can't stress this enough. It's so breathtakingly stupid. It's so, like, at least the Trojans had to be tricked. You realize that, right? Like, in case you haven't read the Iliad or the Odyssey, so there was a war, and basically the Greeks left this horse, and then the Trojans were like, ooh, that's a dope horse. And then there were a couple people in Troy that were like, don't take that horse. And they were like, no, it's a good horse, and it's a gift to the gods. We gotta take it, And they were like, no, don't take the horse. And in this scenario, what we're living through right now would be like if they left the Trojan horse, and then all of the Trojans were like, don't take that horse. But then King Priam was like, it's a horse. I want my horse. And so they take the horse, and yeah, no spoilers, but. But yeah. So then, as part of the plan, they put Trump on the plane just to see what happens, and then that's crazy though. You gotta understand how wild that is. Like if somebody told me, hey, all right, look. Your house, there's somebody put a bomb threat on your house, all right? We got to take you to your house for a little while just to see if they're serious or if they're bluffing, like, you know what I mean? This is wild. Anyway, all right, so they take him, they take him to the plane. Then they get him off the plane. Everybody sees him on the plane, by the way. Press sees him, his cabinet sees him, everybody sees him get on the plane. But then they get him to the next plane and they put him in like a food cart. All right. They put him in a food cart and then take him to the next plane, and then he gets on the next plane, and then that plane takes off, and Air Force One takes off, but then nobody knows which plane the president is on, all right? And there are some things that happen that are just so cosmically funny. There are things that happen that make you laugh so hard that when you initially read it, you don't even laugh. You're more like, no. No. Wait. The president. I mean, he probably always wanted to be a Happy Meal, and now this dude. Because they put him, and I had friends being like, it's a food truck, not a food cart. I'm like, hey. No matter what it is, we have the strongest, most powerful military in all the world, the face of the earth, the most terrifying force that the world has ever seen, and we still had to DoorDash our president back. That's wild. You had to Instacart Trump back to... Oh, I just don't know why it made me laugh so much. It's like, I just imagine him being like in an actual cabinet. And they open it and they're like, oh, we got you, Mr. President. And they, he just got stains all over his shirt. This stuff's pretty good. Like, I just imagine him flying out of turkey with crumbs on his face. But then he left so many people on the plane. He left. He barely took anybody with him. And he left Marco Rubio on the plane. And I don't know why it's so funny to me that he left Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio seemed like one of those dudes that scream for help with too many L's in it. You know what I mean? You know those dudes that are like, help! 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 Trump left Scott Bessent on the plane. Scott Bessent got to go in front of the country twice a week to tell us it's going to be okay while his voice breaks like it's not going to be okay. Every time they send Scott Bessent to talk to us about inflation or the economy crumbling or something like that, he is always like, we expect inflation to go down any day now. I'm like, say it with one breath. Say it with one breath. I bet you can. You sound like inflation behind you right now. That's every time you talk to us, you sound like inflation just dare you to say something. You sound like inflation dare you to say something good, like I dare you. Come on, hey, come on. Lev Scott Besson. Trump left Stephen Miller, and that was the only point where I was like, Mr. President, you did the right thing. Stephen Miller was the one where I was like, you gotta do what you gotta do, dog. Like, no, they got this man off. He left his cabinet, left members of the press. Some of those members of the press are like very favorable to him. Like some of them always say good things, write good things, ask incredibly soft questions. Still left him, you know. And I was just sitting there, you know, reading about this thing, watching it. And it's been years, it's been, you know, nearly 3 decades, and still, I was sitting there like, wow. Just wondering how they must feel, because your daddy left you. No, that's gotta be rough. That's gotta be rough. That's gotta be tough. That's gonna be like a quiet Monday. Because I'm not saying any of them are like brave enough to actually like get in Trump's face about it. I'm just saying like, I can see him breaking the tension because, you know, he'll read the room. And I could see him opening up to them, being like, look, y'all, listen. In my defense, I didn't think you'd live, okay? We shouldn't even be having this conversation right now. No, that's rough. That's rough. Because then, I don't know, I'm sure they didn't tell anyone that was on Air Force One about the threat until they landed, you know? But they had to have known that Trump wasn't on the plane. He wasn't on the plane. And you could tell because he's never quiet. Imagine now you part of the press and part of the cabinet, and then the plane take off, and you're like, y'all, I don't hear him at all. Y'all don't think he... Because, like, Trump is someone that affects all the senses. No, he does. You can see him. You can see him. And when you see him, you're like, doesn't look well. You can hear him. You can hear him easy. You can't not hear him. We've normalized this volume and cadence. This is not normal. We forget that. Presidents used to just speak. He's the first one that's like, ah! Like that's not regular. That's only him. If you're in proximity, you could touch him. He's probably touching you. You know? And we have it on good authority from multiple sources that you can smell the president. And because taste and smell are so connected, I didn't do it. I do worry sometimes that that I'm like I'm cutting myself off from moments that could be really, really special because I'm busy with whatever. Maybe I'm listening to music with my AirPods in. Maybe I'm just not paying attention to a moment that's about to happen. So sometimes I'll take these. It's not often, but sometimes I'll take these little spells where I'll leave my AirPods at home, or like make sure that I can't be distracted in that way. I can't just zone out while I do something, while I do a commute or something like that. And it's a practice that I've gone back and forth on for years. And when I lived in Chicago, I realized that sometimes I wasn't fully present with my friends. Like I was there, but I was like I said, I'd be listening to music in the middle of the car ride to the place where we're gonna hang out, or I would be on my phone like reading something. And so I was like, let's be as present as possible. And man, I regretted it. All in all, what I'm saying is not a bad thing to do. It's what I should do more often. But this particular time, so I got in my friend's car. I don't know cars. I don't drive, and I can't fix a car. I watched 2 YouTube videos on how to change a tire if that ever came up. But outside that, I don't even know how a car works. Like, I don't even know how the car turns the juice from the gas station into like go. Like I don't know. I don't know how the liquid makes the wheel move, because they seem unrelated. You can judge me if you want to, but a rubber wheel is moving because you poured liquid into a different thing completely. You didn't grease the wheels, you didn't push. Guess everybody here is a genius. All right, never mind. I'm willing to be the dumb one, that's fine. But anyway, I was in my friend's car. He was driving us. We were all gonna hang out together. And he was my ride because everyone else got lucky. And I love my friend dearly, but his car doesn't make any sense. Because the way that his seat works, I guess for the car to start, I don't know. His passenger seat gotta be all the way up to the front. I used to think like maybe he was carting something around and so he needed to push the seat all the way up, but he's like, no, it just resets like that when you get out of the car. And I was like, how? I've told this to people who know how cars work, and they're like, I've never heard that before. But basically, the seat is almost like spring-loaded. I'm getting ready to get in the car. I open the door, and the seat, it was almost like he had something in the back seat the night before or something, because the seat is fully to like the front, but then the actual seat is down, like almost touching the dashboard. And so I'm asking him how I move the seat back. And he's like, oh, just pull this thing. And I'm like, okay. And then I pull it back. And then I go to sit down. But the issue is, so I pulled the seat back, but then this part never lifted. So I'm just like this. I'm just like this in the seat. And then this fool just started driving. Like what is wrong? What are you doing? We had backed out and everything. Got on the road, I had to be like, hello? I can't get the seat up. Because I'm toggling with the thing that looks like it should control it, and it's not moving the seat at all. And so I'm leaning forward in the seat, and I'm like, hey, there's no way other people ride like this. What should I do to change this position? And he was like, okay, I'm gonna have to turn the heater on. I already told you I don't know how cars work. I don't know. I don't know if this is even true, but it's never happened to me before. And he's like, I gotta turn the heater on. I was like, what does the heater have to do? And he's like, the seat won't go back unless I turn the heater on. And I was like, there's no way. And he's like, you can try. And I did. I was over here. Go ahead, turn the heater on. This dude turns the heater on. I got hot air blowing in my face, and all of a sudden this thing is going. And I was like, what? Did you have an accident? Like, what happened to your car that you'd have to turn the heater on to move the seat back? And he was like, I don't know, it's not like that on my side. My friend, the problem is that it's like that at all. That's wild. Okay. Thank you. You can turn the heater off. I got it where I want it. And he's like, for it to stay where it is. For it to stay where it is, I gotta keep the heat on low. I was like, it is July. I'm not even kidding. He went, hey, you got in my car. All right. And we had already taken off. We've already been driving. But I was like, maybe we should stop and I'll just get in the back. And he's like, don't get in the back. That would be weird. No, you're right. Yeah, this is less weird. Why would the back be weird? I can't be hot for this whole ride. Like, I just can't. And he's like, well, take your shirt off or something. I was like, that's not weird. That's not weird to you. Shirt off in the front. Just sitting in the back, insane. We both don't speak for the next 4 minutes, right? Nobody's speaking. 4 or 5 minutes, just staring ahead. And I don't know if there was some guilt on his conscience. I don't know what it was, but he finally says, I didn't want you to sit in the back because I was embarrassed. And I was like, oh, buddy, I'm sure it's not your fault that you got like a demon car or whatever that you need to like turn the heat on to recline the seat and stuff. Like that, things happen, I'm sure. You said you got it used and everything. Maybe it was used by the devil, I don't know. But things happen. And he's like, no, I was embarrassed because if you sit in the back, I was like, what? If you sit in the back, the trunk opens. I don't even think you should be allowed to call this a car. I don't. This is a rickshaw at best. This is insane. Like you can't be doing this. Like, when did you get this car? And he's like, I got it 2 months ago. I was like, and did you know any of this was wrong with the car? He's like, yeah, I got a deal. It's like, what deal? Do you have to make a wish for the radio to work? Like, what sort of deal? You gotta be more responsible than this, all right? You about to be a father.